Welcome to the midweek yap. Um, so here I have the new thing, the ADHD syndrome, boomer vision trade terminal that look, you keep being told, you should probably use this, but I don't have ADHD, so it's like, what's going on here? This looks like information overload, and honestly, if you got to filter people out that don't want to look at all this information, you kind of can do it. But it just seems like, at least my attitude seems like, keep it simple, stupid. Certain things you can kind of let play into things and just let work out. So with that, this week's been interesting. It's been like I want to say chaotic. We have the holiday, MLK Day, and you can't trade on it. So at least within Paradolia, just trading not futures contracts, predictions markets on crypto. Only product that trades 24/7, but we don't have perpetual trading on it. Unless the events contract stuff changes, but that's a whole regulatory deal. And just jumping in, went to my doctor this week. Blood work's good, so it's kind of just chilling. And oh man, I went to this great gyro place. And obviously, if you're ever in Houston and you're ever in, it's not Bunker Hill, it's north of Bunker Hill. This a place called Athena's Greek and European Kitchen or something. Fantastic gyro. I had this thing. I was like, the tzatziki sauce. I didn't know. I couldn't taste it really, but like the gyro. Oh my gosh. I've been craving lamb for like 2 months now, and where I'm at, there's not much options for that because just yapping here. I believe there was some like health event or something of one of the owners of a Greek restaurant close by. And I haven't had the chance to have any like Mediterranean or Greek food in forever. So that was fantastic. Honeydew and like it just great. And then me and my buddy, we got this dessert. The owner gave us a free dessert, so it was cool to have. It's like this. I forget the name of it. I looked it up to talk to my mom yesterday. It's like cinnamon. It's got orange. It's got like honey. It's fantastic. But I forgot to buy some baklava to bring to my parents. So whatever. From there, I mean, that was Tuesday, and then yesterday it was kind of managing not getting assigned or not getting margin called, which was a pain in the butt. And then something like this is talking about like volatility bombs. It's like the friggin' president can say something at Davos or at the WF or whatever, and this affects your book, right? This affects like, okay, theoretically you probably should take some stuff off if it's geopolitically involved, I'd say, but at the same time it's just kind of like, okay, well, this shouldn't really affect me. But then something like Palantir where it just drops $10 spur of the moment and over over the weekend or whatever, can really affect you and kind of get you very close, especially when you're someone like me, very concentrated. It's a different story. So I don't know. I would not say trade it. Don't trade it. Don't use margin unless you're willing. Like, I know human error got a little more. The trading got more emotional yesterday, and this is why I don't really like the whole information overload, because something like this versus completely censor that from your whole like worldview or viewpoint, where it's like, okay, I can dive into whatever crumb of information and dive into whatever, or just systematically do what I do, and that's the. I suppose that's the case in the regard of whatever is like, I don't know if I've been consistent with this, but I literally just look at the tape. right over here. So I don't know. I'm trying to get used to this. I was kind of just finagling with it and looking at how it works, and going from there. But like aside from that, today was more kind of just like, let me look at this thing, let me play around with it. But it's probably gonna take a couple of weeks. But I mean, like going from a browser to this thing is kind of like, okay, well, I could have got this information elsewhere. I could have got this there. I could have got that there. But predominantly, I don't need all this. Like, I just check in 2 to 3 times a week, kind of monitor at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, see what's up, and that's kind of it. But I'm able to do that because this is basically my full-time job now. Whereas when you have to structure things differently, and getting aggressive with stuff can backfire tremendously. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now, where like structurally, I know that earnings season's about to happen, and placing trades or trying to structure my way out is kind of the attitude viewpoint I have right now, or at least as of this week. And like the attitudes, viewpoints, ideas always change because you have to be adaptive. And so like you have your core philosophy, but it keeps changing. Like the satellite viewpoints keep changing, and like the satellite could blow up, and you have to keep adding on things or keep structurally changing things. Meanwhile, the core body position, whatever, usually or theoretically works. And that'll be interesting to see. I do plan on expanding out with more positions, but I don't quite know the attitude that it'll take, especially because like the way market participants seem to be, at least if you look online, everyone seems to have some type of schizophrenic type of like positioning or viewpoint, or like it's all out there. And like if you come from like a deductive or procedural viewpoint, structural, organization wide, whatever, I think there's a different attitude. So who knows? After that, I mean, like, I don't know, I kind of hit a wall here. I walked into a Fidelity brokerage, like a brick and mortar, just because out of boredom. I'm like, I might as well walk in here. I've been thinking about this for like a good 6 months. Finally had the chance. So after my blood test, whatever, or physical and blood test, I went to grab a cup of coffee. Then I went to go to Fidelity. Then I hung out at Starbucks. Kind of drill. Then I had lunch, and kind of standard spiel for a day trip. I presume. And like, when you're trying to improve, you want to learn things, and like, I guess this is like the need for a mentor, or like coach or something. But there are tools and things available for you as an investor, as a trader, and it's kind of frustrating when your broker can't really tell you, hey, this is what you're asking for. This, you're basically paying for this already through trading commissions and whatnot. But I don't know. This is something that annoyed me, is anti-bureaucracy regulation type, where it's just like, you have all the data on me. If you taught me, trained me, told me how to improve, I could make us more money. What's going on here? The profit incentive doesn't fall in line with the viewpoint or strategy, regulatory, I'll put it that way. Because it's like, logically, why do I have access to, equivalent in margin borrowing of my positions when, it's like the self-training, self-help, self-taught stuff seems to be the direction that you're pointed in, no matter how you do things, right? Eventually, I want someone I can call up and say, hey, book this trade, book that trade, book this. You have autonomy over 80 to 90% of this account. I have, control of the other 10%. It seems like there could be a target market for people like me where I want a good chunk managed or portional down the road managed while I still have physical control of what to do with a good chunk of this capital. And there is a premium for liquidity, or excuse me, illiquidity that I don't know. I don't understand. It's like, I'm with you. You are my predominant broker. I can walk away tomorrow if I really pleased. But I don't know. I don't get it. And it's not really a relevant, I guess, attitude or scenario when you just blow up. That, I don't know. It's just like the adaptivity doesn't seem valued, or the like education's valued, but it's like, I want to be able to scale up 10x or 20x or whatever comparatively to something else where, I don't know. I'm just rambling, so the drill. Founder mode. I'm just a dude in my bedroom. I built out my own thing over like 4, 5, 6 years now, almost. I've been so it's like the whole, you have to learn it yourself because no one's gonna help you. Is a strange attitude. People do help, but there's like a price, or there's some weird thing where it's like you got to do all the grunt work, and I guess that's part of it. So, thanks. Tax day is coming soon. I don't gotta get in contact with my accountant. I know that. So, I'll leave you to it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment, whatever. Ring the bell. Later.